We see me rolling, we filming, we about to do some trauma healing. I'm too white for this. Let's never do this again. Mended light.
I think you nailed it. I mean, you got it tapered off and you lost your confidence.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah,
That's probably true. So let's talk about what trauma-informed healing is and the evolution of therapy, because in the past, therapy very much focused on fixing symptoms, diagnosing what was wrong with somebody, and then addressing symptoms through talk therapy, through medication.
Well, didn't you know you were broken?
That was very much the approach of therapy. And there have been a lot of pioneers in this shift. I see the pivot starting way back when with Carl Rogers, because he was all about unconditional positive regard, that people felt seen, respected, and loved.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, the book is called Love's Execution, Irwin Yalom. And then Dr. Irwin Yalom talked about in therapy and in life, it's the relationship that heals. Like whatever strategy you may employ, that's great. But if you don't have an actual relationship of love and care, it doesn't matter. And also, you can be mediocre at strategy, but if your love is genuine, it will really help people. And then in the past decade, thanks to folks like Vanderkolk, Mate, and Gordon, we've moved into trauma-focused healing. That's the center of the conversation. And I would say that this shift has made therapy more compassionate and supportive and holistic than ever before.
Yeah. And what this has done is it's taken the conversation about healing from you're broken and something's wrong with you to hey, you're hurt and you need healing. And that healing needs to include your mind, your body, your heart, your soul. It needs to be an integrated approach. And so that integrated approach needs safety. It needs compassion. It needs understanding. And so how do we offer ourselves and others that safety and that compassion and that healing? And all of those things balances our nervous system. And we go from that place of dysregulation to that place of regulation. And what's fascinating, and I can only speak from my own lived experience, because I thought at some point, like when I experienced enough healing, and like I give those bunny ears because like there was supposed to be some magical point where life was different and the challenges didn't happen. And really what I've come to understand is like, sure, there's choices we can make that make life more challenging. Like we can contribute to our suffering. But once we have learned and grown enough where we're not contributing to our own suffering, there's still challenges. Like there's still the storms of life and they still happen around us. The difference is we don't get lost in the storm.
Right.
And sometimes unconscious expectations of like, oh, at some point, the challenges were supposed to go away. Yeah, that probably doesn't happen.
Embrace it. Life is full of challenges. As you grow in resilience and wisdom, you'll navigate the challenges better, and there will be fewer challenges based on your own ignorance or poor decision making because you'll make better decisions.
Yeah, you'll navigate those challenges in a more supportive way. But they're still going to happen because people still have their agency. And
other people are going to make choices that are going to harm you, and life is going to life, and people are going to.
So anybody who's watched the channel for very long knows I'm a little bit of a dork, right? That's.
You said it, but yes.
If we could put the human experience in a math equation.
Oh yay!
Because I love math. It is challenge times resistance equals suffering.
Yeah.
And while we can definitely make choices that increase our challenges, we can't take our challenges down to zero. What we can do is take our resistance down to zero.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience, that takes a lot of awareness. That takes a lot of intention. That takes a lot of self-work. And I'm not saying you need to take your resistance down to zero.
Well, resistance, like we push back against hard things. We try and create better outcomes for ourselves. That's a healthy resistance. An unhealthy resistance looks like, this isn't happening to me. I'm in denial. I want something else. Not working within the paradigm we're presented with, the life that we're presented with.
And so a synonym that could be used for resistance in this situation is, I would say, judgment.
Yeah.
Like when we're interacting with our life and with others from a place of judgment, that creates resistance.
Sure.
We're like, this isn't the way it's supposed to be. This is the way it should be, to ourselves or to other people. That increases our pain.
Okay.
That increases our suffering. And so the challenges are going to happen. If we can interact with our life from a place of self-compassion, from a place of love, from a place of understanding, that gets us to a place of wisdom where we're not getting lost in the storm. Life is going to life, people are going to people, and we stay rooted and grounded in a supportive way. And I kid you not, like, it feels like a superpower because we have similar experiences to what we used to have, except for we don't get triggered. We don't get traumatized. We don't get lost in them. We see the experience for what it is. We say, okay, what's coming up for me? What choices do we have? We even grieve, right? I had an experience in the past couple of weeks with a family member that's been my experience for 40 years, right? So it's a deep wound. And they made the choices they made. I recognized them for what they were. I recognized where that person was at. I honored their agency. I said, okay, here's the most supportive thing I can do for me today. And here's what I can do differently. And it took me about 3 days of, like, I canceled my plans with my friends. And I was like, I'm sad and I'm just going to be sad. And that's okay. And I gave myself the space to grieve and to meet my needs in a healthy way. And then I turned towards the people that I know could provide support and say, here's what's going on for me. It hurts. And I had so many friends and business partners and different people show up in the way that I needed. And were like, hey, I'm sorry, Alicia, that sucks. You know, and it didn't change the reality, but it changed the reality, right? And there's so many pieces that we can practice to do that for ourselves.
Bookmark what Alicia was just saying about the people who were there for her, supporting her, because that's going to be our next point. But wrapping up this one, something to ask yourself in therapy or just in life is, what if my symptoms are not flaws, but survival strategies? What I love about this is it strips away the judgment, right? A flaw or a weakness, there's a lot of negative energy attached to that.
There's something wrong with it.
Instead of, this is what I was doing to survive, and now I have a more supportive, healthier way, so I'm going to jettison that.
Right.
Without shame, without judgment.
And that's such a powerful perspective shift. And it's a perfect example of, like, what does it look like to move from self-judgment to self-compassion?
And speaking of stripping away the judgment, most all of us are doing the best we know how with the tools that we have. And when we have better tools, then we make more supportive decisions. So look at your past self with compassion, because judgment, harshness, that serves no purpose and it doesn't support you. Looking at yourself with compassion, forgiving yourself, recognizing that you know better, so you're going to do better, you're going to make more supportive choices now, allows you to move forward without that weight. Now, back to what you were saying, that community, how important it was for you in dealing with the stress of this family dynamic, speaks to moving from isolation to connection. A lot of therapy has been focused on individual one-on-one conversations instead of the family whole. This is actually the exact reason why I became a family therapist. Because I realized that no individual exists in a vacuum. And that's not a knock on psychologists or anyone who does individualized therapy. It definitely has its place. But my thinking was, I could do a lot of work with somebody and get them to a great place, and then they could go home and it could just be completely undone. So incorporating the family system or the community of coworkers or friends or loved ones, that people heal through connection. They heal when they feel safe, respected, and loved. They heal when they belong. And making sure that's part of, again, the trauma-focused treatment has been a game changer in the field of what we're doing here. Now, I have a clip from K-pop Demon Hunters, to share with you. So Rumi is a Korean pop star. She's also a demon hunter. But she is also, spoiler alert, a demon herself. Demon father, human mother. Her friends don't know that she is the very thing that they've been fighting. And she's felt deeply ashamed about it because she assumes that demons are evil.
And she'll be rejected, or she should be rejected.
Exactly. So there's a lot of dealing with prejudice themes in this movie, but there's also patterns. behavioral patterns of self-loathing, of shame, of hiding, of secrecy, instead of just owning and saying, this is what I'm going through and I need support.
It reminds me of the saying of Brené Brown, shame dies when stories are told in safe places.
Yes. And so everyone's got to confront their biases and prejudices because she is part demon and she's also good.
Yeah.
And so she's now stepping into, this is exactly what's going on with me. And I love that they talk about patterns. These demon patterns on her skin that she's hidden are also representative of behavior patterns and kintsugi, the whole idea that something broken is still beautiful. It's not actually broken. So let's watch, pay attention to the lyrics. We'll talk about it.
Nothing but the truth now. Nothing but the proof of what I am.
So these are the demon patterns.
The worst of what I came from. Patterns I'm ashamed of. Things that even I don't understand. I try to fix it. I try to fight it. My head was twisted. My heart divided. My lies all collided. I don't know why I didn't trust you to be on my side.
Powerful lyrics in the context of what we're talking about.
I broke into a million pieces and I can't go back. But now I'm seeing all the beauty in the broken glass. The scars are part of me, darkness and harmony. My voice without the lies, this is what it sounds like.
Why did I cover up the color stuck inside my head?
I should've let the jagged edges meet the light instead. Show me what's underneath, I'll find your harmony. The song we couldn't write, this is what it sounds like.
Stop the song!
We're shattering the silence.
Demons are symbolic of inner demons as well in this.
Shouting in the quiet, you're not alone.
We listen to the demons, we let them get between us.
But none of us are out here on our own. So we were cowards, so we were liars. So we're not heroes, we're still survivors. The dreamers, the fighters, no lying. I'm tired, but dive in the fire and I'll be right here by your side. We broke into a million.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there because now we're just going to start jamming. See, it hooked you, didn't it?
Yeah. Except for I disagree. It said we are not heroes. We're fighters and survivors. I paraphrased that last part, and I would say they are heroes.
They are absolutely heroes.
And each of us are that show up for ourselves and others that way.
But I think that speaking to this is don't put us on a pedestal.
Right.
Right? Like
we're not any different.
We're not these beacons of flawlessness.
Yeah.
What we are is we've been broken, we've lied, we've hidden, we've acted out of fear, but now we're acting out of truth.
Yeah.
Now we're no longer afraid, or we're not listening to the fear, better said, and we're here for each other. And this is the moment where they reunite because of the lies that have broken them up, right?
Yeah.
Because she's saying the patterns that I had came from a place of fear, came from a place of insecurity, and I want to speak the truth now. And to the point that we were making before of you do the best that you know how with the tools that you had. The tools that Rumi had weren't great. They were lying and they were hiding, but for her, this is survival.
Right.
And stepping into, this is me, and I'm sorry I didn't trust you to see me and love me and accept me, and then them essentially saying, we got your back,
right,
is awesome, and you should really watch it.
Well, and such a powerful, couple of conversations that have happened for me in just the last 24 hours. I called I poloed one of my business partners, and it didn't have to do with business. It had to do with my personal life. And I was like, okay, I'm asking you this question because I trust that if it's not supportive to you, you're going to say no. But it was a big ask. And I was like, and she pulled me back and she was like, absolutely, I would love to support you in that way. And she was like, honestly, maybe you just needed the space for it to be okay to ask for support in a big way and to have someone show up for you that way.
This is trauma-informed healing.
Yeah.
It is communal. It is connective.
Yeah.
It is without shame. We're stripping away the shame. We're stripping away the what's wrong with you and treating symptoms. And instead we're looking at what is actually deep inside that needs healing.
Yeah.
What is screaming out in pain? What is crying out in pain? Because the behaviors are just symptoms. The behaviors are just someone trying to do the best they can with the tools they have, giving people new tools and allowing them to feel loved, accepted, safe, and that they belong.
Yeah.
And then treating the
just
mind.
Just as you are.
Just as you are. And so the communal side of it, the mind-body connection side of it, the holistic side of it, this is the present and the future of trauma healing. And we at Mended Light are all about it. Now, we scraped the surface of this, but we have a toolkit for you, a trauma reset toolkit. Why reset? Because you might feel triggered, you might feel anxious, stressed, terrified, overwhelmed when you're reminded of or living daily with reminders of what you have been through.
Yeah.
So how do you find this place? Kind of like Rumi and K-pop Demon Hunters of I'm connected, I'm seen, I'm bold, and I'm courageous. How do you reach that place? Yeah. We have a toolkit for you, absolutely free. Link is right here and in the description for you to click on.
Yeah, and it goes back to what I paraphrase quoted from Brene Brown is healing happens when stories are told.
Yeah. In
safe places, and so our desire is to create that safe space and to meet you wherever you're at. And so join us on YouTube, join us on our membership site, join us in our group therapy, like whatever that looks like for you. Right. We want to meet you there.
Until next time, friends, keep shining.
We need your light.